Hey everyone, it's Suzi here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we're doing something a bit different. I'm going to be taking a little deep dive look into the Infernal faction. Which heroes are the best, the worst? Who would you be hoping to pull? And we're going to do so by looking at multiple resources, not just my own opinion. Alright, so this is a little mini-series over the weekend because it's something I actually referenced in my last video. So you probably saw my promo code video. If you didn't already, make sure you go redeem that now. And as you can see on the creator spotlight, all of these creators here are getting promo codes to share as well. And you can see there's a little nod here too, Infernal and Nightmare. And there is a reason for that. Alright, so Smile1, our official third-party payment platform, here has some really cool bundles, and this is including the Hero Pact. Like, you can see that card right there. But this discussion, regardless of buying a pack or not, is also just a general discussion for just using these characters in content. So I wanted to make sure this video is helpful if the idea of spending is not even in your thoughts or radar, but you're just curious about what we have to say about these heroes. Those are some we've had in-game before, purchasing specific faction bundles. But this is a pretty good one because it actually comes with some great rewards alongside of it. So, along with these special bundles available, which also include some great Ancient bonus bundle, and just a rare crystal bundle that's super cheap, and some other great deals that you should definitely take a look at. Oh, and of course, use my link that's always pinned in the description, and usually the pinned comment as well, if you do want to purchase. But this theme here kind of sparked a suggestion to maybe make videos based on the Infernal faction and the Nightmare faction, so why not? I'm not summoning this weekend, so I figured let's take a look and analyze. Is something like this worth purchasing? Or maybe only for certain people? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So again, this is a temporary bonus bundle event for Smile1, and this does go until June 30th. There's also a cumulative top-up rebate event going on until the 22nd, which if you purchase like a certain amount here, that does correlate and go along with it for the other event as well. So you can double dip and get even more rewards. So if you consider that, it's actually very generous. So let's take a look at the general, this one. So Infernal faction. This is a Hero Pact summon where you get a random legendary from a selected pool, and then this includes a max level boost and diamonds times 2000. So a max level boost, endgame players are not going to care, but if you're a brand new player and you don't, I think this pack right here, both of these, are best for the newer player, or at least the slower pace mid-game player that doesn't play extremely actively, that maybe spends to try to catch up here and there because they feel like they're slacking and they just want to get the new heroes they've been missing. But this is actually great value when you look at it from that perspective of 2,000 diamonds is more than 210 pulls of like rare, Invocation of Spirits, or we're gonna have some other limited events coming up here very soon, so you might want to use it for that. Plus, a max level boost instantly maxes out a hero's level. No other resources required, right? Boom, just instantly get it. That is really helpful when you very first start. I mean, just immediately pulling a cool hero here and then immediately taking them to level 60. That would be huge in your first week of gameplay to be able to do that a couple times. So it's definitely something to consider if you are a mid to higher tier spender and you don't mind the gamble of something like this. So who can you pull? that is what we have to talk about. And then is it worth it regarding the risk versus reward. So the Infernal Pact get one random hero from the following. Twin Fiend, Eileen, Orem, Hex, Anai, Pharisee, Lyra, Lord Phineas, Malric, Nocturne, Setrim, Zillitu, and Xena. So this is, let me actually pull up something that makes that a little bit easier to see. So this is who you can get from that hero pact. We have Soul Cadence, who is a ancient exclusive lord. You cannot get him from standard pool. Dao Chen was a limited event hero only. She'll only come when her event is back. And then we have Micah over here, who is a permanent fusion, who you could summon via the permanent fusion way. And then, unfortunately, there's no other ways to get her soul stone as of now, but hopefully they change that. Unless I'm just forgetting something and totally missed her name, but I did not see her added to the pool yet. So unfortunately, that is not one we can easily max out. But yeah, again, maybe that will change. But for now, let's take a look at what's left. Everything with a blue dot is what you can get. So there's a mixture of good and bad, right? Like, okay, let's go to the bad first. Would you want to buy a hero pack card and pull Orem, the tank? Not really. Would you want to pull Malric, the Rogue of Runes? He's cool, but he's not going to dramatically change your account. Or wait, maybe. To be fair, pretty much every character here, depending on how you look at them, can be pretty nice for any early account, which I actually didn't realize until I looked at this, until I wanted to start talking about this, I should say. And then I was like, wait. So let me just quickly TLDR these characters. So Twin Fiend, the Lord. You do need 2 copies of Twin Fiend to make him better than using the Epic Pyros regarding the boost he gives to the entire team to add vulnerability. So a Twin Fiend, though, maybe Soul Cadence is better, sure. But does everybody have a Soul Cadence for their Infernal faction? No. So he's still absolutely a boss battle value. And if you're trying to progress in the faction trials, which give you some pretty big rewards at the end when you complete those, he's kind of needed. One of them are kind of needed, so it wouldn't be so bad. We have Nocturne, who is a magic damage dealer, single target true damage. So he has been a bit power crept, I would say. And yeah, he's still very good. If you use him in guild boss stuff or in Void Rift, where you need, or Chapter 9 campaign where you need magic damage, he's still going to be just fine. But are there some better damage dealers? Yes, and that's part of the issue, I guess, but he's still great. Zillitu pairs extremely well with a Twin Fiend or Pyros. Soul Cadence, okay. So she's a top tier boss killer too. She used to be like the best DPS for guild boss back in the day. Orem is probably the worst of the bunch as far as who you'd want to pull from this, but he's a huge help if you're stuck in the faction trials. So if you are that person that's like, I have not done the Infernal faction trials, I'm super stuck, it's really hard, pretty much getting anyone is going to be a nice little boost. So not that you should spend for only faction trials, but at the very least, if you're willing to risk that as being the consolation prize, it might be worth the gamble. Because we have Setrim here too. Setrim has been used highly for boss content since the very beginning as well. He still can be used now in endgame content with the Infernal bosses, the Infernal Lords, I mean. Eileen and Pharisee are top healing damage mitigation heroes. Yes, we have Narissa, who is like a Pharisee 2.0, but doesn't mean Pharisee's all of a sudden useless. You kind of need multiple damage mitigation heroes in multiple teams for content, so he's still a top tier support along with Eileen. Hex is a top tier DPS. We know Hex is amazing, and he still is. He absolutely still is. Micah is awesome, but you can't get her. Let me keep going. Sorry. Anai is a top tier option, even though people joke about not wanting her. It's because she's really very niche. And she's very, very, very good for Immortal Codex, though. There is one boss, the Boreas boss, where she's amazing for. And if you are wanting to push to the higher levels of that, you need an eye. Like, she is one of the answers for that. And that can be one of your goals of progressing your account, and at least a reason not to feel sad if you get her. Xena. Xena is a fighter who is pretty surprising too. I kind of underestimated her at first, and then I saw her being well used in Arena. So she definitely has some potential, as well as Lord Phineas. Lord Phineas is a top-tier damage dealer along with Soul Cadens, and ideally getting Lord Phineas's exclusive artifact for using in, I guess Abyss would probably be the main call-out, but certainly any other boss content as well, like Titanic Ruins, if you're using an Infernal team there. Malric, he's a little bit more versatile. He has that weird kit where depending on where you place him, he either is single target or he's AoE, which might not be that beneficial when you're later game because you have other people that do those jobs better. But earlier or mid-game progression and just overall team building, I mean, he's a burn hero too. What he's single target, which can synergize well with some other teams too. That could be helpful though, and it's not the best option, but it's great for, I think, again, an earlier progression account. Lyra has been used in a lot of endgame content as well, so she has some great skills that make her, actually, she's kind of the answer for Esotericus faction trials as well. She's not only Infernal. A lot of these characters have multi-faction, I guess, alignment, and she is key for that. So it's another chance to get Lyra, who is also highly used in boss content just overall because she brings a lot of the necessary mechanics like buff stripping to help deal some big damage. But that is the TLDR of all of those heroes. So the more I look at it, the more it's not that bad to gamble on these packs. Again, especially if you're a newer account and you're just trying to grow your account and you're missing a lot of heroes. Now, if you're super endgame and you're only missing, like Lord Phineas, or like me, I'm only missing Malric, would I buy that for them? No, I wouldn't. Would I buy that for only trying to get Hex's Awaken 3? If you're a big spender, could be worth the gamble. This is the kind of things where it really depends on how you spend as far as buying that pack goes. But this discussion, regardless of buying a pack or not, is also just a general discussion for just using these characters in content. So I wanted to make sure this video is helpful if the idea of spending is not even in your thoughts or radar, but you're just curious about what we have to say about these heroes. So let's also pull up a couple references. All right, so fastidious.gg, his website has been a resource for a while. So I wanted to point out this. If you are looking at this pack and you want some more opinions on what's good, what's interesting, well, you can definitely take a look. So he has guides for all of the heroes here. If it's, sorry, it's zoomed in, so it looks a little funny. There we go. Let's go back here to the tier list. So the tier list here, you can sort by Infernal Blast. Who is the best Infernal Blast units? Kind of, yeah, Hex, Lyra, Twin Fiend, Lord Phineas, Zilid, let's see, who, Aurum is going to be at the bottom. Anai. Aurum is at the bottom. Where is he? Extremely important. S+ at faction trials, right? That's funny to see. So that is one thing to consider here. Oh, wow, that doesn't zoom out well. Why doesn't it let you scroll over? That's not good. So you have to be really far zoomed out to see them all. Okay, so just so you guys know, this does zoom out very far, and anti-air is the final one. Make sure you can see them all. All right, so the key with any of these tier lists is not just looking at overall or one first thing. You want to look at the whole spread. So one thing that's really interesting is every single legendary here has an S+ somewhere, except for Malric. I feel like he's just so general. And Nai is S+ again for some of the, see, it's so funny. Arbiter of Frost, it's like, yeah, that's what it's called. And Lord Phineas, oh yeah, he's S+ of course for Guild Boss 2, like we said. and Guild Boss 1 with Abyss. But overall, yeah, the only one that's not S plus is Malric. So all things considered, this unit is really unique with his kit and the way that he can switch his type. So I'm kind of hoping that while we're kind of sad he was a bit disappointing, maybe he's someone that could get a buff in the future and live out his potential of how cool he sounds on paper. But yeah, everyone else, look there is an S plus for everyone that is, oh, even an I, as I clicked up here. Oh, let's go back here to overall. Sorry. But yeah, that is really good to see that there's actually some strong uses for different parts of the game for all of these characters. And I think that's a pretty reliable resource overall to trust when it comes to deciding what to do. So, like if you click Hex, okay, you can see his exclusive artifact is here. He does have the builds suggested as well. So what's the best sets for Hex? What are the best artifacts for Hex? His exclusive. And yeah, there is some good information here regarding that. Awakenings, and then there's this, hit this to see everything at once. And you can see all the details of what this character does on his website. Now, it's not the only resource as well if you want multiple opinions about what to use and how to build these characters. There is also prospector.gg. Now, he's been working on this website. I don't think it's 100% finished. There's some of the tools weren't working, but the hero guides are pretty well worked on. So you can hit the filter, and then you can go to faction. Where are we? Let's go to Infernal Blast. And then we're going to hit the filter again to make that go away. And here we go. Just look at the Infernal Blast heroes. So what does Prospector think about Pharisee? Here is the information, his kit, his details, and his best gear and sets suggested to use, including artifacts. It's all here. And he has same thing. Attributes are here as awakenings. Where is he good? So this is his version of having a tier list. If you want to see where the characters can excel. And then video related content. He doesn't have anything linked right here, but maybe he will in the future for that one. But that's a good example overall about him. And not every character I think is complete on his website as far as all of the details go. Same thing with Fastidious. Last I knew, he did not have Abyss specific rankings in his tier list, so it's all one person or their community's opinions as well, to keep that in mind when you look at something like a tier list. But it's really helpful to have these sort of resources to check out and get different opinions on what to use. There's usually little breakdowns or some descriptions too. And yeah, a bucket was the original, but now we have a couple others making great websites that you can use. So anyway, whew. Hero Pact card. Should you buy it? Again, in case you skipped around this video, I did talk about that in a little bit of detail. My TLDR is, if you're a newer account, this is actually a pretty interesting purchase if you're willing to be a low or mid tiers spender at least. I think it's actually pretty fun to take a gamble on something like this, because you're not only buying a hero summon, you're also getting an instant upgrade for their levels, which can be very helpful if you're brand new. Very helpful. And if you are unlucky with your pull, maybe those diamonds you get will result you in a even better hero. You never know. But all right, guys, that is the topic for Infernal. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And again, thank you to Smile1 for being a really awesome sponsor and bringing us cool bundles. We love these Hero Pact cards. They're super fun. I definitely bought them in the beginning myself. So I love to see that on a bundle. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one, which will of course be on the Nightmare faction.